Hello, lovely people. It's exciting to welcome you again to our YouTube channel, KDBC Travel TV, where as we travel around the world, we talk, tour, and explore beautiful places. We showcase beautiful events and, of course, exciting trips. Welcome, welcome, welcome again to our lovely channel. Okay, special shout out to our old and new subscribers. You are the real deal, my friends and family. Thank you for sticking on with us. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for your encouraging comments. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for watching, and visiting. And most excitingly, I want to appreciate you for not skipping the arts. I celebrate you. I love you. And I say God bless you. All right, so for today's video, we'll be showcasing our exciting road trip from Livingstone in Zambia to Lusaka in Zambia. All right, so the trip travel distance is 478 kilometers between Livingstone and Lusaka, while the travel time in hours was 7 hours 57 minutes approximately. So our trip began, from Livingstone bus terminal, and of course we used UBZ Transport Company, a very reliable transport agency in Zambia. All right, someone might ask, why do you like road trips? Why do you prefer to use the road? I personally prefer to use the road, because I love traveling. I love adventure. I like to see the reality, especially of Africa. You get to appreciate Africa more, especially, and of course, every other part of the world when you are on road trips. As much as it is not inconveniencing, I enjoy it a lot. Okay, so that's my major reason. But if you want to travel for from Livingstone to Lusaka, of course there's a flight. The flight is for 50 minutes. Within 50 minutes or sometimes 45 minutes, you from Livingstone, international airport, of course, you arrive at Lusaka, which is Kenneth Kaunda International Airport. Okay, so the bus is an option. You can also use your private car as you wish. The roads at least are okay. All right, so next question would be, how is the road? Now, the tar road is about 473 kilometers. Don't forget the duration of the trip, or the road distance, is 478. So for 473 kilometers, the road is wonderfully tarred. But for the remaining 5 kilometers, is not very okay. But I think that is a comfortable, thing to go with. Okay, so it's not as stressful as most African countries where the roads, a greater percentage or a greater portion of the roads are very terrible and bad. So the roads are faultlessly smooth, as it were, especially, when, as far as there's a place called Mabozuka. Okay. All right, please enjoy your views. All right, so the major towns between Livingstone and Lusaka are immediately after Livingstone, you get to a town called Kalomo. Is a major town just after Livingstone. From Kalomo, you get to Choma. Choma is a principal city in the southern province situated between Monze and Kalomo. Okay, so after Choma, of course, I think we had a brief stop there. Okay, actually, we only had a brief stop at one particular place on this particular trip. Meanwhile, if the other trip I took, that's from Lusaka to Livingstone, we stopped at every, key town that we had to stop, I think 5 or 6 times, which was very inconveniencing for me. But for this particular trip, okay, with UBZ, of course, because the first one that we had to stop so many is not UBZ. But UBZ is quite efficient, is far better than all the transport companies, agencies I've ever used in Zambia, as it were. I give kudos to them for that. Okay, so as I said, after Choma, the next place we got to was Monze. Monze is another significant town further south along the road. After Monze, we got to Mabozuka. So Mabozuka is another major town on the route from Lusaka. After Mabozuka, we got to Kafue. Kafue is located approximately 55 kilometers south of Lusaka. All right, so that's between Lusaka and Kafue is about an hour drive, 1 hour drive. So after Kafue, the next town is Lusaka, which happens, as we all know, I guess, to be the capital city of Zambia itself. Please enjoy your watch. All right, so also in between, there are other smaller villages along the way, like Rasangu, Chizekesi, there is Pemba, there is Muzuka, there is Batoka. As after Choma, on your way to heading to Lusaka, still along the Livingstone Lusaka Road. Please enjoy your watch. right, so as I said earlier, the road was very smooth, so we had a smooth sail. At least out of the 478 kilometers, the roads are good for 473, which is a very good percentage. The travel route is called Livingstone Lusaka Road. That is the main highway of the southern province. Okay, so if you're taking a flight, as I said, 45 minutes to 50 minutes, you'll be in Lusaka. And of course, the cheapest flight is about $150. But for the bus, I paid 410 kwacha, which is about $18. All right, so it's a fair deal traveling by road. That is if you can stand the 7 hours and if you love road travels. So as always, we'll talk briefly about Livingstone and then, of course, about Lusaka. Even though Livingstone will have its video sometime to come, likewise Lusaka at another time. But let's just talk briefly about Livingstone. Livingstone is the fourth largest city in Zambia. Livingstone is described as a tourist destination in Zambia. It's also, the largest town in Zambia's southern province. Livingstone is at an elevation of 986 meters. That is 334 feet. Hence, is generally warmer than Lusaka, which is situated at a higher altitude of 1,272 meters and 4,196 feet. Okay. So, Livingstone serves as the tourist capital of Zambia. Among the 5 cities in Zambia, Livingstone is the most cleanest and neatest, followed by Ndola. It is the largest city in Southern Province, as I said, and the Southwest region. It served as the provincial headquarters of the Southern Province until 2011. Okay, so Livingstone is home to the mighty Victoria Waterfalls, the largest waterfalls in the world. The country's largest and oldest museum is also in Livingstone, and the local people are more involved into tourism and international businesses with the neighboring Zimbabwe. Tonga and Lozi are the common tribes and languages. Livingstone is named after the famous Victorian missionary explorer Dr. David Livingstone, who explored this area extensively. Livingstone town was established in 1905 as a major European immigrant settlement, being close to the Zambezi River, crossing over to the southern Rhodesia, which is now Zimbabwe. The town was made the capital of the northern Rhodesia in 1911. Livingstone, originally known as the Old Drift, owes its existence primarily to the Victoria Falls and was established as a staging point across the Zambezi River. Like I said earlier, the town is named after Dr. David Livingstone, the first European to see, name, and publicize the Victoria Falls. So in 1855, David Livingstone discovered a spectacular waterfall which he named Victoria Falls. He reached the mouth of the Zambezi on the Indian Ocean in May 1856, becoming the first European to cross the width of Southern Africa. So Livingstone is the Zambian base for exploring the waterfalls, that's Victoria Falls, one of Africa's finest natural wonders. I was also told that Livingstone has been renamed again to, Mosia, Tonga. I hope I pronounced that well. Please forgive me if I didn't. So the newest name of Livingstone is Mosi or Tonga. Please enjoy your watch. right, so let's talk briefly about Lusaka. Lusaka is the capital and largest city of Zambia. It is one of the fastest developing cities in southern Africa. Lusaka is in the southern part of the Central Plateau at an elevation of about 1,279 meters, as I said earlier, which is 4,196 feet. As of 2019, the city's population was about 3.3 million. Lusaka is a center of both commerce and government in Zambia and connects to the country's 4 major highways heading north, south, east, and west. I think we know English is the official language of the city administration, while they have the Bema, Tonga, and Nyaja as the commonly spoken street languages. So Lusaka as a province is one of the 10 provinces of Zambia. It is the smallest in terms of land area, however, is the most populated and densely populated province in Zambia. Lusaka shares border with the Central Province to the north, Southern Province to the south, Eastern Province to the east, and the countries of Zimbabwe, Mozambique to the southeast, separated by the Lower Zambezi National Park. Lusaka Province is also known for its natural attractions and also its rich cultural heritage. Lusaka is a cosmopolitan city. Please enjoy your views. All right, so we'll talk again briefly about some of the prominent towns or cities between Livingstone and Lusaka. All right, so Livingstone is one of the most romantic destinations on the African continent. It is rich in culture and history with a host of adventure and adrenaline experiences to choose from. It's only, minutes away from the Victoria Falls. After Livingstone, the next town we'll talk about or we'll get to meet is Choma. Choma is a town that serves as the capital of the southern province of Zambia. It is also the capital of Choma district, one of the 15 administrative districts, in the province. What is Choma known for is a home. Choma is home to the Choma Museum and Craft Center, a small museum dedicated to the cultural heritage of the Tonga people of southern Zambia. Next is Monze. Monze is a prominent town in the southern province of Zambia with a population of 268,432 according to 2022, census. What is it known for? It is popularly known as the home of Zambia's granary. According to its status as the leading maize producer in Zambia, the most prominent feature in the town is still the Swedish Belt grain silos to the north of the town. Next is the Mabozuka. Mabozuka is a town in the southern province of Zambia. It is also the capital of Mabozuka district, one of the 13 administrative units in the southern province. What is Mabozuka known for? The town is known for its sugarcane plantations. Okay, it's currently, the host of the headquarters of Zambia Sugar, the largest sugar manufacturing company in Zambia. And it's also sometimes referred to as the sweetest town in Zambia because of the sweetness, of course, of the sugar cane that is used to produce the Zambian sugar. The next town is Kafue. Kafue is a town on the T2 road in the Lusaka province of Zambia. It lies on the north bank of the Kafue River, after which it is named. It is the southern gate to the central Zambian plateau, on which Lusaka and the mining towns of Kafue and the Copper Belt are located. What is Kafue known for? Kafue is known, to have the largest national park in Zambia, which is home to over 150 animal species. The park was named for the Kafue River, which flows through it. This area spans over 3 provinces, northwestern, central, and the southern, with an incredible 22,400 kilometers square size. So if you are visiting Zambia, please do well to visit the Kafue National Park. It's not far from Lusaka. Please enjoy your views. right, lovely people, gradually we've come to the end, or we are coming to the end of this exciting road trip from Livingstone in Zambia to Lusaka, the city capital and the most populous city in Zambia. I hope you enjoyed your watch. I'd like to, hear your comments, hear your views. Have you ever been to Livingstone? Have you ever been to Lusaka? Have you ever traveled by road along these routes? Please, I'd like us to talk in the comment section. What was your experience? On the whole, I want to say I had a very lovely experience. I was not tired. I was not stressed. I enjoyed every bit of the trip. Special, recommendations to UBZ Transport Company in Lusaka. The bus was so comfortable and the driver was wonderful. I should say excellent. All right, so this is Dedan K. Mati Road, where the Lusaka intercity bus terminal is. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and commenting. See you in our next video. I love you all. Bye for now.